Hello and welcome! Welcome. It is time for Happy at Home. It is April the 17th, and we are going to be hanging out and playing with a few creative things. My name is Alice Bull, and I run the membership group at scraphappy.org, and I'm so excited that you're joining me. So if you are here today and you're here in the chat, then please say hi, let me know that you're here, and let me know that things are working. And we will hang out and play. So today, actually first, let's talk Friday. We did one on the 14th, and it was all about the layouts that I made during the last load challenge back in February, and I got to show off all the layouts. I talked about the inspiration for each of those pages, and it was so much fun. So that was a lot of fun on Friday. And now I was like, okay, what are we going to do? And I thought, maybe we'll play with a little bit of watercolor or something like that. And then I saw this coolest thing on Instagram. So, you guys want to play with me? We'll see how good I am at following directions and how this is going to work out. I literally have no idea. So, Kathy says, Alice, I can hear you. Thank you. And Lynn says, hello from Virginia. Leslie says, hello from Winter Garden, Florida. I am up in Alberta, Canada, and we had sunshine, I swear, but we do not anymore. It is overcast again. But it's all good. So today, I have been obsessed. Okay, I worked a little bit on a layout, and I talked about on Saturday during Scrapbook Live about how much fun I had over in Wales when I was recently there. And I showed a picture that of the daffodils. So not the one I scrapbooked, but I did show a picture. Now, can I show it here? Maybe. Maybe. I'm really good at this. On the desktop, this one here. So, okay, let me show you this picture. It is amazing. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so that is me in Wales. The daffodils were all in bloom. It turns out the daffodil is the national flower of Wales, and I was just obsessed. They were growing everywhere. They were growing like weeds in all the ditches, and that was just amazing. So they were so beautiful. And so since I've come home, I just keep thinking about it, and I want to do some kind of scrapbooking project inspired by these daffodils. Now, I actually came across, totally accidentally, on Instagram a thing. Now, let's see if I can show you. Okay, let's see if I can show you. I'm trying. This is new. I'm trying some technology, so bear with me. Okay, so let me show you this video. So this is from Playful Petals on Instagram, and it is a paper daffodil. So she's folded up some paper and cut it just right, and she's making and then she's kind of folding them in so they look right, doing some little felt centers and gluing them in, and making these adorable little banner or garland of daffodils. So here it is replaying. So I think that's not too complicated. Maybe. Maybe. I'm crossing my fingers here. I think it's not too complicated. We'll just watch it through one more time. She gets it all cut, she gets it folded, and she's putting the little felt centers. Now, I'm probably not going to do felt centers. I'm trying to think if I even have felts. Like, it's not something I normally have. But I do have some paper, and I could always stamp it to kind of look like book paper. I was looking, I thought I had an old book paper, could not find that, but I do have this. So let's come back to here, come back to my face. I just have some regular printer paper. We're gonna see if we can fold the shape first and see if we can make it happen. And yeah, so let's check it out. Let's put up a scene right on this one. Okay, so I've ruined this one. Shocking. There we go. And here, there we go. So now you can still see me. Hi, I'm up in the corner, and you can to see my desktop. So I'm going to cut a little square. I'm not sure how big exactly I would want it for a scrapbook page, because I'm not going to make a garland. Like, that's nice and all, but I'm a scrapbooker, so everything is kind of like, that's cool. How do I put it into a scrapbook page? So that's kind of my focus. So I've got a square. I'm going to start with a 4x4 square, and then we're going to try to fold it. Now, has anybody ever made something like this? Like, have you made a little daffodil folded flower? Are you good at origami? Are you gonna laugh like your butt off at me? Feel free. Like, I will be. So this should be interesting. Paper folding is not necessarily something that I'm that skilled at, but we're gonna give it a go. That's kind of part of the exploration of these happy at home, right? You see something cool, you see somebody do something interesting, use a really cool product, use a product in a way that you haven't tried before, and that's kind of my whole purpose behind these. I do have a bone folder. Maybe I could use that. Now, this next part, I think she went like this and kind of made it almost straight up. I think. Like, the first part was easy. She took this paper and she folded it and she folded it. And then I think she folded it like this. And I guess we'll see with how well it turns out. And then I think she just folded this one straight. Oh, see, I might have not done that too much, because she folded it straight over and it kind of touched. I wonder if that's going to turn out. Maybe, maybe not. I guess we'll find out in a second. Okay. And then she took her scissors and kind of cut at an angle like that. And she kind of cut the center off down here. So let's have a look. Okay, that's actually pretty good. You guys have no idea. I was a little nervous. Jackie says she can't hear me because the video's music is loud in the background. Oh, for this. I can unplug that. I'm so sorry. Oh, the music from the reel. I didn't even realize that was playing. I could not hear it. So I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, you guys. So many things to learn. I figured that I was doing so good with hooking it up. I was like, look at me, I figured out something. Apparently not that well. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Hopefully that does look daffodil-like, and I can see why she folded it to make it look a little better. Okay, so now you've got this daffodil, and then she put like the little piece in the middle. I think I'll worry about that piece in the middle after a bit. I can see why you'd maybe want to use felt. I'm wondering if I have some, but there we go. That's definitely a daffodil shape. Now, for a scrapbook page, this would be rather large. So I think what we need to do is make them a little bit smaller. That's going to be great. Gail says you did great. Vicky says, yay, much better. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for letting me know. Oh my gosh, this is the thing with all the technology. Like, some of it works so good, and then it can work in surprising ways. Okay, so that turned out pretty good. I think I need to make one that's smaller. So I cut that as a 4, and so it's pretty much 4x4. Like, it doesn't have a whole bunch cut off of it other than the edges. So here's the question. How big would I actually make them to put them on a scrapbook page? Okay, I have a piece of paper. I may as well turn that off. I don't know why I have it still playing. I have a piece of scrapbook paper that I was working on the other day during the scrapbook live session. This was what I was started at the end of the session. Do you guys want to see the page I made actually first? Oh, nice, right? I haven't posted the replay yet, so if you weren't there live, you didn't even get to sneak peek this. This is the page that I made during the live on Saturday for Scrapbook Live. Turned out so good. Has a little bit of texture, a little bit of distressing, some popped up flowers. So pretty. This paper was amazing, and the kit that they curated from the scrap room, chef's kiss. It was so good. So that was that. This was the one I was making with leftovers. You can see I fussy cut stuff. I'm telling you, like, look at Alice go. Fussy cutting and everything. Oh, and I wanted to see, like, how big would a practical flower be? Like, if I was going to put one on a page. Like, these ones, I think, are sized a lot more to, like, scrapbooking. So this is a little big. So maybe if I did maybe 2.5 inches instead of 4. Okay, let's do it. Let's make one that's smaller. I just thought that was good. I had like a good little reference point right here. So 2.5. Let's cut down the paper. I think folding it is going to be a little bit of a challenge when it's going to be this small, but you know, I'm using printer paper, so I thought, you know, if I'm folding, generally when people do folding stuff, they use thinner paper than not thick scrapbooking kind of paper. Did I make it square? Oh yeah, I did. I was a little worried for a second. Okay, so let's fold this one up and we'll try again. Hello, April. We are making daffodils today, and I am super pumped about that. I showed a video and apparently I left the audio running forever. All the technology. And then, okay, next was a fold that went like this. I think she just kind of folded it straight up. Right? Straight up. And then this one kind of came over. Oh, this one I think I lined up better. I don't know if that matters. The other one turned out pretty good for reference sake, but it was really big. Okay, so now we're gonna cut this one. I'm just gonna cut like that and cut the little center off the bottom. And let's have a look at... Oh, you guys, this is really good. I'm like, I really thought that this was going to be a bit of a fail. I'm like, Alice, you're kind of crazy for doing this. I should have practiced. Like, why didn't I practice ahead of time? Like, that would have made me feel a little bit more confident. But, like, no. It's like, how do I explore it with you if I practice ahead of time, right? Yeah, I think that's really cute. Quite happy with that. That turned out good. And I think the size would be appropriate. So I could do 2.5, and maybe I'll do a couple in this type of size, and then a couple that I'll see if I can make them even smaller, right? To kind of thread them through. Just to give me some perspective, maybe. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them, how I'm going to set it out. We'll see. But 2.5 seems like the biggest I would probably want. So that seems good. Now, I think to make them look more like daffodils, like I liked the project because she had used like book paper, which was kind of cool, but I couldn't find any old books that I was willing to cut up here today. I'm sure I have some, but I do have some background stamps, and like I think most of us have a background stamp or two. Probably kicking around our supplies in our stash. And I thought that maybe I should stamp with some background stamps and give it a little bit of textury color or something. I have my Gina K amalgam ink, which I could use, or I could use like a yellow to give it just a hint of yellow, makes the paper not so white, maybe. There's one that I have that's a script, and then there's chicken wire. I've got one that's a little bit more like linen. This one also has linen. There's like a wood grain. This one has music notes. Okay, we're gonna start with the script. We're gonna see what it looks like, and we'll go from there. Okay. Should we try a yellow first, or should we try the booky ones? So, Danelle's late to the party. You're here. The party started, right? Isn't that what happens? Okay, I'm gonna pull out this Concord and Ninth Buttercup. And we'll see how that looks. If we don't like it, we go try black next time, or a gray or something to texturize up the paper. Since I wanted to do one that was about 2.5, maybe I'll cut that first, and then I'll just stamp that whole thing on there. Okay. That kind of covers the whole piece, right, with this big stamp. In fact, it's going to cover more. I'm going to have over. And then if I take this little bit of foam and pop that underneath there, there we go. Do I still have enough ink on here? Probably, but I'll just refresh it. I haven't stamped stuff for a while. It's like, oh yeah, all the steps. Okay, there we go. Did I even get all of it? Almost. Apparently I missed some at the bottom. Oh well, I don't think it's gonna matter because it's all gonna get cut. Okay, so let's fold this one up. We'll see if we like the look of this better, because it'll add that little bit of yellow, and then when I add that center, it's gonna look really cute, right? So we'll fold this. So if you're following along, take a square piece of paper and we'll fold it once in half and then one more time in half. Anybody else actually making these? You don't have to. But I wouldn't want you to go like and say, well, she didn't even tell me how to do it, so I couldn't even try it. That would be terrible. Now, I think pretty much what they did is make this one go like straight up. So like you're making almost like a right angle right here. Hold on, do I have that other camera? Oh no, I don't have the other camera. The close-up cam is not on right now. I unplugged it to do the other one. So a little bit of a right angle pretty much right there, and fold, and then this came over as much as possible and fold. And now I've got this fold, and then I just took some scissors. I'm using my nice Tim Holtz one, and I'm going and I'm following here, but then like curving it down. That seems to be working. And then I just went straight across at the bottom. And we're unfolding it. Lauren says she's trying. Yes, I'm trying. April says I was thinking of trying it with coffee filter. I bet you that would be beautiful. And then if you add like some watercolor to it, I might have a coffee filter up here. Okay, and then I'm just changing the direction of some of the folds so that they're kind of more all in the same direction here towards the center. And oh, look how pretty that one is. It's nice. It turned out good. And then once I add a little center to them, they're gonna be pretty. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. That one's good. Okay, so this one has script. Should I try different things on them? Because, you know, I want to have a few. And if they had slightly different little background things. I'm going to make this one 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. We'll size them down and see how that looks. Okay, let's do the music notes. Background on here. And where did I put the paper? Oh, I just threw it away. Shocking. Guys, by the end of this, my desk is going to be something else. Like, it's going to be something else, but that's okay. Music notes. Here we go. We'll ink this one up. The worst part is I cannot find my little ink cleaner, like the little chamois kind of cloth that I have. Can't find it. Don't know what I've done with it. Lost forever, possibly. Hiding underneath something. But coffee filters would be nice. So I agree. Diane agrees. Okay, so look at how nice with the little music notes. Great, right? Okay. And then all the folding. Yeah, my fingers are turning yellow already. I've just started. But okay, fold it in half, fold it in half. That's the simplest part. Then if I get yellow ink on it, it's not really a big deal, right? Then we fold it up to make that approximately like a right angle-ish. And then we fold this one over and make the cut. That almost landed in my water jug. And I was thinking of doing this with watercolor paper. I really don't think I could even fold them with watercolor paper though. As I play with this, I think that would not work. Oh, but very nice. I cut that center a little bigger on this one. Cute. Okay, I like that. And if I have different ones and I could ink like the edges in my little, oh, I like that. Let's ink some edges. If I don't like it, I'll just make another one. So I'm not feeling like any kind of like panic here. It's printer paper and a few moments of time. But there, with the little inked edges, looks good. I'm not being too precious about it, just like getting some on there. Okay, so they used felt in the middle. If I had felt, it would be like down in the kids section downstairs for crafting stuff, because I never use felt. So I think I'll make my own little centers just out of like some yellow paper or something. I'm looking around to see if I have something else that was like, ooh, that'd be great. I don't see anything else. But I could ink the little centers, or I could just use some yellow paper. Let's grab yellow paper first. Okay. And how about a round punch? Okay. So we'll cut out a couple of these. They're gonna end up on my lap. That's fine. And I think this would be like actually a little better if they're not too perfect. So in their thing with the felt, they cut them and they kind of manipulated to kind of keep the shape, which is why they use the little felt centers. I think these would be better if they're slightly distressed, actually. Yeah, punches. Right? I think it's good. Okay. And have those in the center. I think if I curl up the edges, it'll look even better. Right, because the centers of the daffodils, they kind of have those little softish edges. I don't think I have any small punches that would kind of recreate that effect, but I think this will be okay. So here we go. I might need a smaller punch for some of them, but I'm just gonna pop this one in the center. So I don't know that I needed to cut the middles out. How about that? Some little daffodils. I think the more texture they have, the better they actually look, right? Cute. Can you see it on a page? Can you see? Would it work? I'm gonna try these ones. Slightly smaller circles for the other one. Okay. And I'll just rough those out first. So, yeah, I think this is working out pretty good. And I've got my gorgeous photo, not printed because my printer's being I don't know. It's upset with me for leaving on holidays or something. It's like, I'm offended. How could you go? It's definitely having a little mind of its own. So cute. I'm actually like kind of relieved these didn't turn out so. Oh, I'll confess, I was a little worried. I was a little worried. I'm like, oh dear, Alice, what are you getting yourself into? Okay, so we gotta make a couple more of these because I think that's where the magic will lie, is having like a little cluster of them, right? And let's go back and ink up another one. I guess while I'm inking, I could cut out another one too, right? Let's make one that's a little smaller. Make a little 2x2 and see if I can bend up that tiny little bit of paper to make that one. Good. Okay. And realistically, am I going to want 5 to make odd numbers or something? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it looks. I think I'm going to want to grab some like greenery and stuff. Okay, put a lid on that before I ruin everything. And let's fold up a couple more. Yeah, they are turning out super cute. It's very good. It's like quite a relief. But I think next, so I'll fold these ones up and then I'll have like a few that I can use. And then I think I'm going to go grab that coffee filter the way April suggested. Pretty sure there's one in this room. So it's not like I have to run away for very long. I can just pop and grab it. Okay, and the fold, the right angle fold, and then the crossover fold. And then the cut that goes down. And I guess I can take my little center out because I did for all the rest of them. Yeah, every time I'm like, oh, that worked. It's like, Alice, you're doing it now. It's fine. You figured it out. So, what is on your scrappy desk for projects that you'd like to work on right now? Do you have projects, something like this, that you wanted to do? I'm actually thinking 2 layers of these would be even cuter, of the little centers, to kind of give a little bit of depth. And actually, if this was a little more raggedy almost. I don't know if my texturizing is giving me enough of the effect that I want. But if I did another center, because I'm going to have to do it anyways, would it look cuter? Not really. Okay, I can skip it. But I checked. But I checked. Alright, so here's the next one. Yeah, I should have that paper, like the picture, printed off of my printer right now, and it is not there. You watch out, new printer. I'll hook up old printer again. You'll go back to Costco. Okay, this one was a 2x2, and it's turned out pretty good. Turned out pretty good. This little circle is a little bit big. So I'll just cut it down a little bit more. Okay. So now that I have a few of these, right, I can have some here, a couple, a little more in the back. Oh, I didn't texturize the edges of these ones. And just get a little bit of ink there. Great. Yeah, I think I'm gonna want just at least one more, right? I'll do another smallish one, and then we'll... Oh, I'll grab the thing now. We'll test that first. Here we go. We've got some coffee filters. So I guess the first things first is to cut it into the size of square that I want. Ooh. Okay. Okay, let's cut one 2 1/4. By about 2 1/4. Okay, that's not fun, cutting it. But now that I've got the little piece, I can ink it first. And then we'll go for it. I think this is going to be extra good because the texture is so fun, right? Like with that kind of see-through-y texture. I think that's going to make it really good. So I think that was a good. Lynette says, yeah, I made it for a little bit at least. Well, we are exploring today with a technique that I saw on an Instagram video, Instagram reel, and it was making daffodils, which, you know, just seemed like the right time because I had these great pictures of daffodils. So that is what I'm doing. And now we're trying, April said something about coffee filters, and I'm like, cool, let's go for that. We'll grab that. This and this. I think the coffee filter, other than trying to cut the squares, is actually easier to work with. Oh, I folded it backwards to how I usually do it. Does that matter? Do you think it matters? Maybe. Okay, we'll fold it, unfold it. Let's see. Okay, somehow I've got them to be really not roundish anymore, but they're kind of longish. Something that I'm doing. But it is cute because they're very textural, actually. If these were like layered in here as a smaller piece with the centers, with the how would that look? Ooh. Do we like it like that or no? It's like explore. Let's see. It's almost like a double daffodil then, right? They do come in doubles, I think. That added a really nice texture to it. So, there we go. A little bit of texture in that daffodil with the coffee filter. Cute. I've got it all sticky. Okay. So should we try to do something with this? Now, my printer really is being a turd. Okay, I printed the picture that I needed the other day, finally. The picture I needed for that other layout. But it didn't print this one. I'll see if I can tell it to try again. Because that would make it so I could actually just scrapbook this whole thing and it would be done, right? Print. Just like that. With the default print. It sounds like it's working. I like the layers, says Diane, especially the delicate coffee filter. And April says, I do like the variegated texture. Love the layers. So we're on to something here, right? Like that definitely worked out good. Now I've got another piece of this coffee filter stuff that I was practically in a straight line already that I've lost because, you know, my desk is not organized. So we'll cut this piece into another one, and I think we'll do that for a few of them because I really think that the look of that is delicate, right? It's pretty and delicate. Oh, I think it's finally working. It heard me say bad things about going back to Costco, and it's like, fine. I'll work. Okay. That almost worked. And okay. Punch that. Put a little bit more of this. I don't actually spend a lot of time making my own embellishments very often, so this will be a nice change of pace for my album, right? To have some stuff that I made for myself. And I don't know if I have any like daffodils stamps or anything like that. It's just not a big thing that I think I have. So, you know, I'm filling a gap in my scrappy stash with this. Making my own thing too. Okay. I think maybe my point was too big before. I think that's why those other, yeah, see that one's a little bit better. Pretty, pretty. Okay, I'm going to tuck that one in there. I'm not going to line it up perfect. I'm just actually going to put it like off a little bit because I think that'll look better if they're off. Right? And then you've got that kind of crinkly, yeah, crinkly texture. I might cut the pointy ends on this one because they are distracting me really bad. There, that looks better. Oh, you guys, once you crinkle them like that, look how pretty that is. Nice. Okay, did it print? Oh, it did! Yay! Okay. Perfect, because I'll be able to turn this into a layout. We'll see if it'll happen today. Actually, it won't happen today, but I'll have the picture. So that's what I'll work on tomorrow, is taking these flowers that we're making today and turning them into the the layout for tomorrow. Ooh, so fun. Okay, I know there was another piece of coffee filter that was pretty much cut to the right size, but you know, it's like a Where's Waldo of Alice's desk. Where could it be? No idea. Okay. Let's see if we can get another piece out of this. Really shredding it really good. do you guys normally cut it with a trimmer? I'm guessing no. I think I've only done some like odd watercolor somethings with coffee filters, and I haven't done like a lot of other things with it. So there we go. Get that in there. And plunk. Layers look really great. They look like daffodils. Yay! That's a fun one. So daffodils everywhere over in Wales while we were there. They were just amazing. Just in the ditches as we're driving from Southampton, England up to Wales. They were everywhere all over England. And then they were everywhere all over Wales. And it was just gorgeous. And like, okay, I'm going to tell you guys, I've said this for years. And actually my mom says the same thing and I got it from her. She's like, I don't like yellow flowers. I'm like, why wouldn't you like yellow flowers? She says, because they're all dandelions, so they're just weeds. And where I live, that's true. If cutting a thicker stack, that might be better. Yeah. Oh, and then I saw another suggestion. Okay, I'm coming back to that in a second. Lynette, I saw something that you said. So yeah, she's like, I don't like yellow flowers. And like, okay, now that I've seen like that you can have daffodils growing in places, I'm like, okay, I'm convinced they're beautiful. Cut the center out. Okay, pretty. There's another one. And then I think I need one that's a little smaller. 4 might be enough. I guess once I start doing the layout, I'll know, but, let's put a little one there. And a little bit of crinkling to make them really look like daffodils. And then just one more. And this one is a little on the smallerish side. So I need a smallerish one. About that big, hey? I think I can cut it with scissors and make it somewhat square. I'm like, chances not so good. Outlook not so good, right? Magic 8 Ball says. Outlook not so good. But there we go. Back on there. As much as you love yellow, how can you not love yellow? Yellow poppies are the best. See, yeah, like I don't have yellow poppies here. The only yellow flowers that grow like a lot around here are dandelions. And you spend your whole life like working with dandelions, and it's like, oh, trying to get rid of the darn things. So let's see here. Nice texture. Vicky says layers are great. Really, Lynette says. So these look like, as you are looking at the open face of the daffodil, what would it look like if you fold it in half for a side view? Ooh, okay. Well, we can play because, you know, that's what this is all about, is like playing and testing different things. So I'll make this one little center and then we'll try it. Why not? Okay. So I was a little bit worried that the folding directions were going to be a little bit too much for me, but this was manageable. I'm quite relieved. Quite relieved. And pop that in there. Oh, these are just so nice. So like fold it in half for a side view. Oh, like we could do ones where like they're kind of like crinkling over, maybe. If I put a little color on the back of them, that might look okay. I don't know. I think they're going to be in the up front view, but you know, if one was like folded over like a half hidden one, I don't know. I'm looking at my picture to see if it is like, if I can do a better job. There's definitely the ones that are backwards in my picture, and then there's the full kind of face into the daffodil. And the rest kind of either look backwards or something. So, I don't know. Yeah, so if I cut maybe a few filters at the same time, a thicker stack might work better. And maybe a guillotine cutter. Maybe. Yeah, yellow roses. Yes, yellow roses are gorgeous. Oh, you heard my rooster. He's been so loud lately. It's like it's springtime. They're finally getting outside. Doesn't really look much like spring here yet. Like there's no flowers or anything like that. Although my husband said he could see green in the hill. Right? The picture's amazing. That is in the ditch. Like, we're just like, it's so beautiful. Even the ditches are gorgeous here. So, yeah, just stop in the ditch to take a picture of the daffodils. I guess if you've never seen dandelions before, you'd think that those were beautiful too. I heard somebody say that once about dandelions, and I was like, you're not from here. You're not from here. So there we go. So we got daffodils. Now I'm gonna have to think of how to, like, maybe I'll get some green paper to make some little stemmy things, because she didn't do that because she made a garland. But I don't know if I have the right green. Ooh. Okay, let's have a look. What's the best green? Oh, I could use a darker green than that, even. This one looks too blue. This one's almost okay. I think this one. This one is kind of more the green that we need. There is some that's a little bit like this in the sunshine, but I think if I want this to go well with my daffodils, that this will work the best. Okay, so we need some little stems, but I think if I take some of this and roll it, I can make like a stem, and then maybe I can do some leaves somehow too. So this is Alice trying to be creative now. We'll see how painful that is. So I'm gonna cut it a little bit thinner. And how tall am I gonna want them? Maybe that tall. What do I have? So this is like a quilling roller, but I wanted to get it started maybe just on a pencil. Oh, this is too long. So, cut a little shorter. So, yeah, Tanya says we have the beautiful yellow daisy here in Cape Town. Oh, she put it as her little picture. You can see little daisies on her picture. Ooh, you're fancy. That's really good. Yeah, and April says the local secret to bluebonnet portraits in Texas. All the photo sessions you see, you pull over to the side of the highway and lay down in the grass amongst the flowers. So that's what everybody does. Ditch photos. Okay. Ditch photos. Got it. We're all doing ditch photos. Well, it turned out good for me. And the fields and stuff in the background, like, it was just, yeah, breathtaking. Okay, now I'm tightening this up, I think. I'll see if I can get it nice and tight. Like, technically I could just do like a flat thing, but I think this would be cooler if it was like a rolled thing. And we'll see if I'm like, nope, actually it would be just fabulous if it was not. Okay, this is like a little quilling roller, which obviously is not long enough for all that I want to do. But I'm hoping that it'll take the rest of the paper with it a little bit. All right. Still gonna be too fat. I do like it, actually. We're getting there. I just have to work it a little more. And then we'll get there. Like twist, 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 twist. Okay. Just want it to be a little more narrow. That's what I should have done, is just done like from the top and just done a little thin one and done those sideways. Oh, that would be way better, wouldn't it? Now this is getting wider, but I think that's the secret. It's going to be well worn by the time I'm done with it. But I will conquer it, and then I'll know how to proceed for the next one. Right? It's like once you figure out one, then the rest can be done. I did have some fun on the cruise ship and got to try quilling. And like, while it won't be my new hobby, it was interesting to try it. And it made me think about like paper crafting. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's almost like getting a little straw. See, this is going to be adorable. Okay, now I just need like a little bit of adhesive here. Just stick it down. Stick to yourself. That'll hold it, right? Okay. And I'll have to make some little things, but I think we figured it. So okay, so now I'm curious. The flowers that grow wild here, and it is the official flower of my province of Alberta, is called the wild rose. Alberta wild rose. And they are pink in color. And they grow very wildly all over the ditches here. You'll see them in the spring. No, it's not like spring enough for them yet at this time of year, but like further into May. And they're like a really delicate, like more like a bush type rose, not like a tea style rose or something like that. And those roses are they're only here for a little while, but then they actually make like a little rose hip afterwards. Like in the fall, they have these bright red rose hips. It's like the little seed pod kind of thing, and it has like this fleshy exterior that the native people here would turn into a tea, and they'd make rose hip tea. And so some people like to enjoy some rose hip tea because that's a thing. They could also chew it and get vitamin C out of that. So it was a way to kind of get some vitamins and stuff. And they could preserve those for winter. Oh, another one bites the dust. That's another adhesive gone. But yeah, the red rose hips. And then the birds really love them too. So, okay. So here's what's happening. I'm getting my little stems. I'm gonna roll them, and then I'm gonna figure out how to roll or create some leaves for these. And I think this is gonna. I think it's working. It's working. I wasn't so sure about this, but it's working. So. Those are considered noxious weeds around here. My farmer hubby doesn't always appreciate my love of the weeds that we have. Yeah, that's a thing. Like, different. It's funny how some things we call weeds and others are like, oh, those are beautiful flowers. So, yeah, and oh yeah, you go around and find sunflowers in the fields, get photos. Yeah, I think I've read that some farmers have a lot of problem with the photographers, like everybody wanting to take the pictures, because some people are not respectful and stay at the edge of the field, and they go out and they go into the fields and they've done some damage. So there's been some drama over sunflower photos in the news. Like, of all the things, right? Okay, here we are. Different adhesive. I've ran out. So. But like, what else grows where you live? Like, what's like your national or state flower or whatever where you're at? Like, what's your flower for where you live? Like, I always laugh when I remember that the national flower of Scotland is a thistle. I'm like, bagpipes and thistles. You gotta be tough to live to be from Scotland. Oh. And if anybody's Scottish, just know my grandmother's Scottish. I get it. but funny. Yeah. Sunflowers. Yeah, I don't know. Our wild roses are totally my favorite. But I had never seen daffodil season before, let me tell ya. That was a treat. Okay, I like how this other one is really, really distressed because I played with it for too long. Thistles, yep, that checks. Danelle says I still have my Alberta rose tea that I got while we were in Banff, and I love it. Let's see, Tanya says the national flower of SA is the protea. Okay, what is SA? Sorry, Canadian girl here. National flower of SA. Okay, what country? You're gonna have to spell it out for me. I need help. South America? Is it? Or no, South Africa, I mean, sorry. Is that what you were saying? April says Texas is bluebells, but around where I live, there's more Indian paintbrush and queen and lace growing wild. Marcy says in Kentucky, the state flower is the goldenrod. I should go out and find out what it is in MA. Is that Missouri? Michigan? I'm trying really hard, sorry. Oh, the blue bonnet, not the bluebell. There you go. All the state, there's a lot of M states, just saying. I've tried really hard. Yeah, South Africa. That's what I thought, Tanya. I'm like, you said national flower, and that like made me think, okay, well that's not a state. So South Africa, cool. I love that, like, yeah, I love that every place kind of does that, right? Like you have a national or state flower, you have like the things that are like truly local for your area, and lots of places have a certain fish and a certain bird and a certain like animal and everything on top of it, and it's like, this is our state. This is our state or our provincial or national. Okay, here we go. I've got some stems for my flowers, and now they just need some leaves. So the leaves are very long and skinny, and okay, what I think I should do is I think I should put this in maybe to there and just okay. So I'm gonna try this. I've just put like a single little fold down there, and then I'm going to bring that up like this so that it's like, did I get the angle right-ish? Maybe not quite. Maybe a little more. Right, they're a little bit more like that. I've got time to figure them out, right? So I can get, oh, there we go. Right? What do you think? Not too bad? And if I wind this into here, and then I make a couple more, not too bad. Let's see. Oh, this is fun. Massachusetts, thank you. I'm like, there's a lot of M states, and I'm Canadian, so I've been picking them up over the years, but I'm like looking at that M and MA, and I'm like, I think I got this wrong. There's lots that I've learned. I'm getting there. I'll know them all eventually. So in California, it's the California poppy, says April. And Marcy says the wild animal game species of Kentucky is the gray squirrel. We don't have any gray squirrels here, at least not in the part of the province where I live. There's only like those kind of reddish squirrels here. That's the only ones. Almost, just a little bit more. They could be a little narrower too, I think. Okay. Let's have a look. The wild Arizona state flower is the saguaro cactus blossom. Hopefully I said that part right. I think so, but I live in high mountains, so I don't see them here. And Marcy says, the reasons I know the things off the top of my head is I worked on a homework hotline periodically, and one day we got like hundreds of calls for the state flowers and birds. There is a homework hotline? Oh my goodness. The things that we learn, right? I think you mentioned that when we were doing the live stream, like the chats, like the Clubhouse chats. You said something one time about a homework hotline. I was like, what? Oh, these are turning out pretty good, you guys. I'm have to say, like, they look quite good. These ones could be a little pointier, but I think we'll just have them layered in and they'll be fine. Okay, so I'll have my daffodils done today, and then tomorrow we'll put together a daffodil layout. But we'll do some watercolor on that one, because I wanted to do some watercolor with this. So we'll play with some watercolor, and we'll use my fabulous photo, and then we'll have all these little daffodil embellishments that we did today. So I think that'll be pretty great. Cool. Yeah, this is turning out good. And she's forever stuck with it in her head because that's how many calls we fielded about it. Thank you. Marcia says the same. These are looking so cute. And April says, I just learned that Texas has 8 state animals. But are they like different things? Like birds and like fish and then like an animal, like a mammal or something? Because I think that that's what we have, is like a bird and a fish and a mammal. There's all these different ones. Marcia says the state flower of Minnesota is the showy lady slipper. So pretty, but a bit hard to find since they have very specific habitats. Yeah. That's one thing, like, in Alberta, it's not hard to find our flower because the wild roses are everywhere. Yeah. Oh, I think this is from Marcy. Lynette said that you should totally write a book about the calls that you receive for the homework help. Like, and the kids needed to know this. The things that you need to know as evidenced by the homework helper hotline. And it was when I was in high school. I don't know if they still have it, although I assume so. Love it. Well, and I bet you, like, some parents are like, thank goodness, because, like, there's no way I can help them with their math. Yeah, the daffodils are looking great, right? The little stems, the little leaves are coming together. Texas has an armadillo, a northern mockingbird, a Texas longhorn, Mexican free-tailed bat, dog blue lacy, Texas horned lizard, monarch butterfly, and the Guadalupe bass. There you go. They have different categories for different kinds of animals. I know oh my gosh, you just told me. What was it? Massachusetts MA. State children's author is Dr. Seuss. April looked up the showy lady slipper. She says it's very unusual and very pretty. See, these sessions are educational in so many more ways than you thought. All the stuff that we get to learn as we hang out together. We talked about things from South Africa, all over different parts of the US, Canada. Of course, in Canada, we have our beaver as a national symbol, but we also have lots of other things. I'm actually kind of curious right now. I'm like, I should know which animal is the animal of Alberta, but just like evading my brain right now. I'm like, I should know this. Marcy says we got a lot of math calls. Unless it was elementary school, then I sent them on to someone else. Oh, Vicky says the Arizona State dinosaur is a Sonorosaurus. You probably didn't need to know that. But now we do. For at least this 5 minutes. And April says, I grew up in California, so I didn't learn all the Texas stuff in school. So she's always learning more about Texas. Well, yeah, you gotta know a little bit about where you live, right? Oh, this one got ugly. Oh, I didn't fold it very well. That could be why. I'm like, why did this one get so ugly? Okay, well, I think that's going to be enough. I've got like greenery pieces. I'm going to have to fold some of them over a little bit and play with them a bit. But it looks pretty good. So here's where we stand at the end of today. We've got the fabulous daffodil photo for inspiration. We have our daffodil leaves and stems to go with our gorgeous daffodil flowers that turned out so good. So good. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm pretty happy with that. I might make one more just to see, because for layering, I might want to, like, you know, have just one more piece in there. 5s are probably better than 4s, right? Odd numbers tend to look better. So, yeah, really fun. And Marcia says that the fancy lady slipper does look like a fancy slipper. Awesome. Well, you guys, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for hanging out with me as we explore making daffodils. Tomorrow, I'm going to work on the background and putting this together like a layout with the fabulous daffodil photo. Congrats to my husband for making such a nice photo that I was like super excited about. And yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow. There will not be a Happy at Home on Wednesday, but I will return on Thursday and Friday. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday this week, and Monday, Friday next week. If you're a Scrap Happy member on Wednesday, we actually have our scrap school, so that will be happening at the same time. Yeah, they look so good. The flowers are adorable. And oh my gosh, Danielle says that her son made a spreadsheet about all the state's different types of animals and dinosaurs. He's a walking encyclopedia. I love it. Get the note stuff. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me for this Happy at Home. Hopefully this got you inspired to try something. Maybe something that you find on an Instagram reel, something that you see in a YouTube video, something that you're like, you kind of had in the back of your mind for a while. You want to try it. Maybe you don't have the right thing yourself. Like, I didn't have a bunch of daffodil stuff, but I was able to make some super cute daffodils to go on to my upcoming layout. And I think that when we play and explore, we really get to kind of discover that creativity in our scrapbooking. Like the fact that I got to hang out with you and April suggested the coffee filters, like that added a lot of texture to these, and I'm really excited. So scrapbooking with friends is always a lot of fun. So hopefully you'll join me tomorrow when I am back for our next Happy at Home session. Until then, everyone, happy scrapping. Bye.